Today, we're going to be following the career of the worst quarterback ever. Due to that, we had to create the worst quarterback ever, and boy, is he bowdy. Shane Hoyer, 35 overall, X-Factor quarterback who has not a whole lot of speed. Is he the slowest in the class? He is. Surprisingly, I feel like I've seen a couple of 65 speeders. He's not speedy at all. He doesn't deserve speeder. He's 78 throw power, which once again is another low in the draft class. 82 for Berger, though. Terrible as well. I was hoping he was going to be a little bit better than this, but man, he is terrible. Let's take a look at where these ratings came from. This is rough. 35 overall. I wonder if that can even develop. Can you? He got his blazing speed from 38-year-old Brian Hoyer. He got his strength from Shane Buechele. His agility from Brian Hoyer. His excel from Brian Hoyer. His awareness from Trey Lance. Break tackle from Hoyer. Trucking from Mike White. 61 change of direction from Hoyer. Also 6'5", 218 with 21 trucking. That is brutal work. Ball carrier vision from Mike White. Stiff arm from Hoyer. Spin move from Sudfeld. Juke move from Sudfeld. Carrying from Magoo. Throw power from Peterman. Short accuracy from Anthony Brown. Medium accuracy from Kevin Hogan. Deep accuracy from Magoo. Throw on the run from Peterman. Throw under pressure from Buechele. Break sack from Joe Flacco. Play action from Josh Johnson. Stamina from Hoyer. Injury from Mariota. And toughness from Josh Johnson. We're now in the draft, and we do have Shane Hoyer, look at the UDFA talent projection, as a 1-2, because we want to have every team getting a chance to take this absolute specimen. I mean, he's literally poor on, like, everything besides jumping and strength, which is crazy to think that there's even somebody worse than him. I think the funniest part is that I have to make a thumbnail with all of those quarterbacks combined. It's kind of funny, but also wanted to shout out Red Jet, who is actually the one who suggested this. So if you guys are out there having some ideas you want to see done, go ahead and shoot the suggestion in the comment section, and maybe that'll be the next one. Once again, thanks to Red Jet. And there it is, the Patriots of all teams. I mean, I imagine with him being an X-Factor that he probably will be the day one starter. Otherwise, I mean, we're following the career of a nothing. So pretty much going to have to force him as the starter if not, but we're headed to New England. And here's the Patriots draft. Had a pretty good left tackle, and then they had a free safety, of course, Shane Hoyer. Let's take a look at those ratings on paper. 1,500 XP, so I mean, in theory, other than throw power, he should be able to at least develop. I'm hoping. Obviously, there's been issues in the past where the lowest, too low of an overall would result in not being able to purchase this bucket, if you will. And there he is. He's already a 36. I thought he was 35 overall. I don't know. 36, 35 overall. What a guy. What a dude. Yeah, I mean, that's just peak performance right there. Does have a short accuracy of 70. So, I'm not writing him off. Of course, I also made him have the worst traits as well. Of course, his personality is entertainer in nothing. You got him. What a joke. Got him. Of course, that is the playoffs. I know we're in them. Obviously, you've got a guy like that. 2-15, they actually won some games. I'm surprised that even that happened. Let's take a look at Hoyer, who had 35 interceptions in his rookie year, 17 touchdowns, 2,900 yards. I'm just glad that he actually is playing like he should be, because realistically, I've seen, the worst of the bunch actually put up decent numbers. 51% completion percentages. Unbelievable work. Tell me he is actually developing, though. That's all I care about. He is. His ratings are... His throw power went up. I didn't even know that was possible. There it is. 1 throw power. Okay, I can live with that. Ironically enough, the higher overall he gets, the less XP it is. 48 overall. This guy, if he can get some throw power upgrades, actually could have a career. I actually thought this was going to be such a joke, but no. It might actually work. It might actually work out. Okay, we'll let it ride. And at pick 2, they actually got themselves a nice little edge rusher, Matt Walker. No QB in sight. They know what they got. Shane Hoyer is all you ever need, baby. Very good player here, obviously. Is he generational? I mean, I've seen a couple of nice ratings in there, but I've seen a lot better. Probably will be, though. He is, yeah. I mean, that's a really good draft pick. And the rest of the class is pretty good, too. A wide receiver that was a high overall. He's only 20, mind you. And then a 21-year-old Philbin, or Philbin. There's no I after the L. But 20-year-old Russ Bonds. Interesting. It's cool that they actually have those 20-year-olds now in the game. Is that number 21? Ooh. Another 2-15 season for the Patriots. I wonder if Hoyer is going to finally be good as they get rid of him. Because you can see, the interceptions are way down. The interceptions are way down. Bonds didn't really have that good of a year either. But, yeah, I don't think he's going to be in the top list for quarterbacks. Something just tells me. I can't really tell for sure that he wouldn't be. But, yeah. Looking at these awards, though, Rookie of the Year on both sides of the ball, even though Bonds, I know he had a lot of touchdowns. I felt like we've seen a lot better than that. But let's take an updated look at Hoyer. What is he looking like now? He is, he's really good. He's 61 overall now. Throw power didn't go up any higher, though, unfortunately. But his awareness is in the 60s. All of his throwing attributes are in the 70s at least. Being an X Factor has its perks, believe it or not. The problem is, do we throw on dev regression? I think he's already dealing with enough being himself that we're not going to, at least until he's 30. And with pick 1 overall, they take a right tackle, then they take a running back, then they take a tight end, then they take a right end, then they take a corner. Not the most athletic bunch at certain positions like right end and corner, but this tight end looks pretty good. Joel Leverett, tall, fast. Obviously, the running back looks pretty damn good, too, as a 93 speed player. Hidden dev, 23-year-old as well. They love their 23-year-olds, and it's very real life as well of them. Hey, they double their win total. Let's take a look at Mr. Shane Hoyer. What is he looking like? Oh, the passing touchdowns. So he has his first season with more touchdowns than interceptions. A little surprised to see the interceptions actually climb back up there into the 26 range. 59% completion percentage, so he is definitely getting there. They also started Watkins. That did not go super well at all. Definitely not going to be looking at best QB because still a bit away from having a chance at that. But as you can see here now, a 72 overall quarterback in Hoyer. Throw power is still not there, but medium and short accuracy are great. Deep accuracy is up there, and maybe he can be a good quarterback. I don't know if throw power being that low is going to hold him back, but yeah, I mean, his accuracies are starting to get there, that's for sure. Could see ourselves our own little Brock Purdy. The lowest draft pick this team has seen so far, which is still pick 5. They have been drafting well, though, and I think that is going to reflect in the talent of the team, which is going to reflect in the eventual playoffs being reached. Okay, the team is taking a step back. 1-16. Oh, not so good. Wow. Okay, Hoyer was just terrible this season. I mean, I get it. It's playbooks. That's what matters the most. Patriots will never win a Super Bowl in Sim without, massive help from a user because of that. But I feel like the trend isn't really making a whole lot of sense, right? Like, Shane's the best he's ever been, yet he has arguably his worst season yet. Like, I guess maybe not arguably because that first season was terrible, but his second worst, which is saying something because he's his best. So I'm not really sure about that, but he is getting up there. His overall is really, really good. Was that a 77 overall now? Oh, wow. I didn't expect this. The Patriots have moved on. I mean, this might be the best thing that's happened to him, but the Patriots have moved on from Hoyer. Where even is he? He is on the Dolphins. Not sure I understand this one with Tua on the roster, but maybe Hoyer didn't cost that much. But for the fun of it, we are going to be starting Hoyer. I just want to, let the guy just cook, okay? Maybe he can turn it around, maybe having a higher touchdown to pick ratio as his career ends, potentially. Very interesting to see that, the team no longer has Tyreek, but they have Garrett Wilson, so they still have a really good receiving unit. The team is also in the negatives, but they did just have, an okay draft. They only had 4 draft picks, but they were all bangers. 2 offensive linemen, a safety, and then a 6'4" wide receiver, Chavez. All right, this is what the team looks like. They have George Kittle as well. They've definitely got some options at the skill position. Even, Hoyer would be considered that. Just not very good throw power, but very high overall. As a 78 overall, considering he started as a 36. Pretty bad. Jalen Ramsey just on his last legs here as well. Denzel Ward. They went for like every named free agent. Like Ward and Kittle and Garrett Wilson. Not the worst moves in the world in fairness, but still, just, they're like me. Let's be honest. This is the perfect team. And Hoyer makes the team worse. They go 6-11, but hey, it's still the best season he's been a part of. Touchdown to pick ratio is best ever. Yards are pretty solid. Okay, I mean, there's some progress here. Is he in the 80s now, though? That's the question I have. He's got to be, right? It's 81 overall. Throw power still hasn't developed. Pure accuracy-wise, very good. Very good accuracy. Awareness, throw on the run, play action under pressure, all that stuff is solid. I think, now because he actually is a halfway decent player, we probably will throw in dev trait regression. I think it's fair. It's his 5th season in the league, and ultimately, he's finally earned that right to be, judged properly, in my opinion. Was he actually on the list for best QBs? Still not going to be good enough to do that, though. But yeah, I think we're going to put on dev regression. We'll see what happens. In the past, have seen players with way worse stats than that and not go down, so it might be the case again, but we'll see. Uh-oh, they take QB. They're taking a quarterback, or they're like, we're done with this, even though Hoyer had his best season yet. Of course, the upside of Florence is immense. 94 throw power and all that good stuff, but it's Hoyer's team. Unless you want to get rid of Hoyer, he's the guy still. 5-12, this quarterback's still not a winning season, as Shane Hoyer has his best year yet again. 32 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. He's starting to get his groove going. Let's take a look at his overall. Now he's got to be like mid-80s. 84. Oh, his dev dropped hard, though. Star dev now, but still a really good overall. 84 overall, just doesn't have the throw power. Super accurate, though. Pick 3 overall, not the highest of overalls, but I mean, they still seem like decent enough players. Little, oh my god, that was terrible. I lied. No playoffs yet again. At this point, it's the will he ever make the playoffs challenge. Hoyer with, one of his better seasons again in the top 3. 4,000 yards as well. A-Chain, not the best. Waddle, still going strong at his older age. Offensive line was brutal, though. Let's take a look at Hoyer's overall now. 85, 86, I'm probably assuming. 87! I have the XP sliders on 140, which, isn't really that high, to be honest, but maybe it is. Apparently it is. Break sack just doesn't go up, unfortunately, but everything else has. His throw power just sucks, unfortunately, but what can you do about it? This definitely would have been a better experiment in any Madden but this one. Throw power, speed, all that could have went up. All the upgrades he's had, he would have went up. He probably would be in like the 88 plus throw power range right now if this was like even Madden 24, really. A little unfortunate, but yeah, it's just how it is now, which I get. I wish you could still get a few upgrades, though. If you like a, 2 to 3 throw power wouldn't be the end of the world. And once again, we are playing a game at the end of the day, so it is kind of fun to have those upgrades. We don't see our quarterback in the top 10 for QBs either. But I will admit, they were a little egregious. I was seeing +2 throw power at times, and speed really shouldn't change, maybe 1 or 2 either. But at the same time, we do see Madden ratings fluctuate from their, draft status ratings, because obviously, you don't always get it right. They look different on field than they do, throwing at the combine and whatnot, or running, obviously. So, those changes aren't the worst if it's marginally. Would suppose we did get that 1 throw power in this one. I'm not really sure how we got that, though. Is it just really, really, really rare? I don't know. But Hoyer's still a star dev. Half the receivers are, dead on this team now. The dev regression is so rough, though. You had a guy like Waddle who just had, one of the best wide receiver seasons in the league, and he's only a normal dev. Tell me he didn't drop down. I know he's 33, but still, he dropped down 2 devs after having a season like that. He actually dropped down 3 devs. You really want to consider it, because he went up 1 and then dropped 2. Okay, that's still 2. I don't know where I was going with that. Pick 4 overall, they get themselves a really high overall edge. Almost said real high. Demarius Bush, athletic, good power move. Could be an X factor, probably only a star. 7-10. Will he actually get to the freaking playoffs 1 year? His touchdowns are down, so maybe not. Maybe not at all. Chavez is apparently out of nowhere just really, really solid. 76 overall. He's the best receiver this team has, apparently. And Hoyer is still a star dev player. 88 overall, 29 years of age. He's perfect. He's a really good overall. He honestly, even though he's not an X factor anymore, he's basically peak. The highest overall with that throw power he could get is probably a 90, and he's at an 88 overall, right? I think no matter what, just based on common sense here, 90 to 92 at the very highest is probably his peak. So, being an 88 overall, it's about as good as you're going to get, I think, from him. Doesn't help that his receivers are horrible, but the defense isn't too bad. And this is a really mid-draft, especially when you consider they take running back at 11 overall, and they have a normal dev one at that. Oh, it's a terrible pick. He was slow too, wasn't he? 90 speed, 5'10", was it 5'10" or 5'8", mid running back, 5'8". Oh my, this is an overdraft by a lot. 3-14, I'm half tempted to just do the damn Chiefs playbook. Even then, I don't think it's going to be enough. This team is lacking. Hoyer was really bad. I mean, this team it's terrible right now. But hey, Hoyer still gets to an 89 overall, 99 medium, 97 short, 95 deep. Another draft, they end up going with pure speed in the second round. I would expect nothing less from the Dolphins. A 99 speeder. Pure 99, not always the easiest to see. 97, 98, kind of common, but 99, superstar dev on top of it. This guy could be the next one. The next Miami heir to the throne for speed. I ran the Chiefs playbook for a season just to see if anything could happen, and no. Patriots at 11-6, whereas the Dolphins are 8-9. Even with the freaking Chiefs scheme, it wasn't enough. Hoyer, 34 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, 4,100 yards. It's the best we've seen. Probably going to keep it on there just because we have no other choice. Take a look if he's on there for... look at Richardson. Saints. MVP. Nice. See if he's on there for the best quarterback award. He is. No, he is. I was about to say he's not. No, he's number 2. Right behind, guess who? Drake May. Of all the players it could have been. Unbelievable. But it looks like he will at least be a Pro Bowler at least one time, which is something. Wonder now, though, at 30, 31 years old, if he's going to start regressing. The dev trade, obviously, he has not looked back since losing X Factor. And he didn't actually go down in dev or overall. And he's 30 years old now. So, I mean, he's still going strong. I really wonder, though, will his throw power go down? Because, I mean, it'd be pretty harsh. He's already low enough. He's already below 80, which is like the lowest in the league by a lot. Oh, he did regress. It's just a little late. 3 under pressure, 1 to under to throw short. Not terrible. We can live with that. 31 now. 273 overalls, both on the defense. It's almost always defense these days, though. Am I crazy? It feels like that's what it's been. Here's an update to the team. Obviously, not looking great. Cunningham, 85 overall. What's his age? 31. Oh, my. At least he's a superstar dev, I suppose. But let's take a look at the defense now. It's where almost all the draft picks have been going, which you can definitely see from the interior of the line and the cornerbacks. Very reflective of that. And they're in the playoffs. Finally in the postseason. Hoyer's in the top 3 for passing yards. It just took being in the Chiefs scheme. 38 touchdowns, 4 picks, 4,400 yards. We'll say, we had this scheme on for like 2 seasons now. Maybe you needed a full season and a half. I'm not sure. But 89 overall. That throw power still is horrible. But we can definitely see that throw power doesn't technically matter as much. I mean, it matters, obviously. But he still did well, even with bad throw power. Hoyer, he won MVP. He won MVP. That is a dub. That's all we could have ever asked for, is somehow this guy just winning an MVP. And that's with dev regression on. It's one thing to, have a different playbook on or whatever, but we also have regression on. I think that's easily equal, right? But here it is. Could be their only playoff season for all we know. Can they win a Super Bowl? They do win the first game. Going against the Texans now, another AFC South team. Could they? They could, but they won't. I got to see what Hoyer look like in that playoff run there. We have the massive loss to the Texans, mind you. No interceptions, though. So just the defense. The offense not scoring enough points, and the defense giving up too many of them. How did he play in the wildcard rounds? Probably be the one where he actually struggled, even though they won. And no, he was good in both games. But hey, he did win an MVP. That is a further, award, further career path than I thought it was going to be. Really, really low overall. 36 overall. To a near 90, who is a superstar again, and an MVP. Now, it'd be kind of crazy if he lost his dev here 32, I don't think, is old enough for a quarterback to be like, oh, well, this guy sucks, and you start regressing. So we'll see what they think. Hart also goes to X Factor. The tight end goes to X Factor. That tight end's been on a little bit of a tear lately ever since Hoyer's joined. Now, though, watch. We'll see Hoyer leaves. And for whatever reason, they decide to trade for Markel, or not even trade, but sign Markel Grimes, who's also an older quarterback. I really don't understand. Very good quarterback, don't get me wrong, but like, why exactly would be my question. I really don't know, but Hoyer is just as good, a little younger. I mean, he's really not just as good, but he's good. He's going to be the starter still. This isn't the Markel Grimes following the career. And then more draft on the defensive side. They've literally grabbed one offensive player, and then four of the players are two of the same positions. I don't know what they're doing around here, but Hoyer should leave, especially with that quarterback joining the team. Playoff time. See if the Dolphins are back in it. Little Chiefs magic had to be pulled off here to kind of have some numbers here at the end. But no, not going to see it. Not in the top 3 for yards or anything like that either. Hoyer back to kind of reality. Touchdown to pick ratio is still great, but yards, and touchdowns in general, a little lower than usual. Well, I'd say usual, but last season specifically. I will say, though, outside of maybe a couple of years here in Miami, criminally bad offenses he's been a part of, teams in general, probably still going to be in the running for best QB, but definitely not MVP or anything like that. Number 5 for QB, so yeah, impossible for him to get a Pro Bowl here. But yeah, I mean, it's an okay season at this point. He's probably very close to equal in touchdown to pick ratio, right? Let's take a look. Career stats. Not even. He's way higher. Okay, I didn't expect that. So if that can be the result of his career here, that really does prove that it's like basically impossible to ever do worse than like a 2-to-1 minimum in Madden Sim. What is his rushing numbers, by the way? Almost 2,000. For those juke ability and speed ratings, that's kind of absurd. But, still should be fine. He's 32 years old now. Even if he goes to 33, he shouldn't retire abruptly. So we'll have a little, another season or two to maybe take a look at those Pro Bowls and whatnot. But the Bengals versus the Bears, the double B. Let's see who wins that one. Of course, curious to see what Hoyer's actual awards do look like. We definitely know he won MVP, which is definitely going to be a best quarterback and a best or a Pro Bowl. So he's at least got one. We know that for sure. Did he get more than that, though? I don't know. I really don't. Maybe 2 or 3 at best. Hoyer is also now down to an 84 overall, so he is starting to regress pretty damn hard, pure ratings-wise. Still very accurate. Throw power, though, that's really where that overall drops so hard. You lose a couple of accuracy ratings, and when you're all accuracy, obviously it's going to hit you a bit harder than most QBs. He's also a lower overall than Grimes, so if he needs a contract, this would be the year that they're going to, let him go, I imagine. All right, this is a really good draft. 79 overall corner, super fast. Left tackle, 74 overall. Center, wide receiver. They're starting to put a little bit more into the offense. Actually, all offense outside of the cornerback. Maybe a little too late, though, for Hoyer at least. Lackluster again, 7-10. We have one playoff season under the belt. I wish Hoyer would have just left, but apparently not. I guess he just wants to stick it out with his Dolphins team. Not really sure why. Why? As far as MVP goes, he's not even on the list. Thought maybe he would have still made it, though, because he actually had an okay touchdown to pick ratio and whatnot. He is not even on the top 10 for QBs. I am kind of surprised. Let me take a look again. No, wrong thing. I guess 12 picks is a little high, but still. Okay? I mean, we got that one really good year, and that is where it ends. Hoyer drops 4 overalls again and a dev down to star. This could be an age-related thing rather than how he played, though. Medium accuracy is still amazing. Short is really good. Deep accuracy is solid. All the other ratings are really good outside of break, sack, and throw power. I mean, he is still good. Another kind of average draft. Not really like those Patriots drafts we were seeing. And at 4-13, what a lackluster finish. We still have Hoyer starting as an 80 overall. He was okay, but yeah, I think that one season was just about it. If I would have known that, I would have went in and watched each game individually, but yeah, I mean, I thought maybe that was the start of something, and unfortunately it was. It was the start of the end, and we're going to just take a look at the stats and awards real quick, just in case those awards do change up. Well, not the awards. He retires and we miss out on those. He didn't even get Pro Bowl. How does that make any sense? We didn't make the Super Bowl that year. That makes no sense. He was the best QB and MVP, but he wasn't a Pro Bowler? That is so random. Speaking of random, like, what is his legacy score? Can we look at position? Like, where is his legacy score? He's got to be terrible. He's actually better than I thought, though. 11,115 legacy, 0 Super Bowls, 0 championships, 2 yearly awards. He's just another one of those guys that, you know, not a bad career, not someone you're going to, you know, really, like, throw in the conversations for, you know, how good they were, but you might be like, hey, you remember that guy? He's like, yeah, he was actually pretty good, wasn't he? But, yeah, that could be it. Let's take a updated look at the stats as well as the awards. That overall is going to be so low. But yeah, I mean, 377 touchdowns, 203 interceptions. Considering, once again, how low of an overall he was as a starter, no throw power really. The fact that those are the numbers, it's basically impossible not to be Hall of Fame worthy in Madden every single time. It's actually crazy. Like, everyone throws for a 3-to-1 touchdown to pick ratio. Everyone puts up 60,000 yards. It's kind of wild. Let's see if Hoyer's still there. 35 years old is usually the cutoff, but he is a QB. And he is still here, but he's a 74 overall normal now. Still accurate, but yeah, he is reaching the final road here. Still going to have him a starter. I mean, this is the following the career video. I don't really care about, oh, Grimes is way better. Don't care. If Hoyer's still here, if he's starting, you know, he's on the team, he's on the roster, he'll start. Pick 1 overall wasn't terrible, but it also wasn't like blow your socks off. Good. 8 and 9, we couldn't even have one last-second playoff run. Hoyer, as a really low overall, still had one of his top 5 seasons easily. Could still be, in the running for a top 10 QB. Definitely not going to win anything with it, but maybe in the top 10 would be something. And no, he's not. Those interceptions, man, the bar is so high. That you can't have anything over like 7 interceptions, otherwise you're not a top 10 quarterback. It's kind of absurd. Let's go to the Super Bowl, take a look at the updated stats, and still wonder where the hell that Pro Bowl is. Hoyer just under 60,000 yards, does get over 400 touchdowns though, 215 interceptions, almost that clean 2-to-1, which is really just absurd to think with how he started his career, but he's obviously a solid quarterback. That legacy leaderboard's probably going to be around, I would imagine, 12,000, maybe 11.5. Where the hell even is he? Where's... Oh, there he is. 13-1, actually. So not bad, actually. But just even with active QBs, you know, not super high. You got a guy like, let's say, CJ Stroud. Never won a Super Bowl, got some championships, but 22,000 versus 13,000, you know? We are now in the retirement portion. Is this where we're going to find out that Hoyer has retired? No! Okay, I really want to see what this overall is. What was he, a 73 overall, I think? 74 overall at the end of the last season. Let's take a look at that overall. Oh, okay, I don't know why he's still around here. Yikes. I mean, he's not terrible. I could still use him, but okay. Another solid corner, but a mid-quarterback, 68 over. Yo, this team doesn't know when to quit. No wonder why they kept Hoyer. They were the 28-year-old rookie. 99 throw power, that's cool. Even if he's an X Factor, that's a terrible pick. Oh my, okay, this Dolphins team is weird. Hoyer, the 66 overall, is going to be the starter. I don't know why he's still here, but then again, I don't know why they took a 28-year-old rookie. So, I mean, there's a lot of questions to be answered for. And look how many damn DBs, how many corners do they need? And to no one's surprise, 5-12 for the Hoyer-led Dolphins. Yet, still touchdown to pick ratio-wise, higher. I think he honestly, I'm trying to think of the math, very close to dead even. Doubled, oh no, he didn't. Those interceptions were way too high. But to say, like, doubled the, 2-to-1. Yards over 60,000, passing touchdowns over 500. I mean, he had himself a pretty good career, just not so much in the playoffs column. I mean, this is probably the most yards any quarterback's ever thrown without winning a playoff game, right? 62,000 yards. Can't imagine anyone's ever thrown for 62,000 yards and had over 400 touchdowns and didn't make at least one play. Well, no, he did have one playoff win. Never mind. Yeah, he did win one. Oh, well. Not gonna have that either. You can't even do bad correctly, Mr. Hoyer. But let's see, this could be his final year, or is he gonna be one of those guys that just never retires? Just like, you know, back up forever. 38-year-old, 16 overall. As we're about to find out, see if he actually did retire or not on us. It's gonna be so stupid if he's still around, and he's still here. What do you mean, dude? Is he just never retiring? He's a 58 overall, 59 overall. Okay, sure, why not? 37 years old, keep going. The only thing is, he does need to get drafted. Well, not drafted, but he needs to sign with someone. So if he stays here, he'll start. But I'm not going to force him to sign somewhere and then start him. It's already bad enough that we forced the start, let alone, you know, signing him. I mean, to be fair, the best chance you might have at winning a Super Bowl is if we let him play back up, because he sure as hell ain't going to get the job done. But it is also kind of funny to see him go from where he is now, basically, to the top, and then back to where he is now as a starter. And Hoyer's still here. He's still a starter. It says bridge quarterback. He's also a mentor. He can mentor himself. Oh, damn. I know they had pick 5, but 5 straight 70-plus overalls, including one, Jeffrey Weiss, a hidden dev quarterback. Still, it's Hoyer's show, technically. I mean, I'm just going to let him start. It's kind of a wacky one. 8 and 9, I mean, as a starter, being that low of an overall, to get the team almost to the playoffs, no matter what the scheme is, a little surprising. 21 interceptions, but still 31 touchdowns, 4,000 yards. That Chiefs scheme can make even the worst player ever at least feasible. 466 touchdowns. Could he actually get to 500? He's been like an under or 60 overall or under like for a while now, but who actually knows? What are those awards looking like? Anything different? You got a player of the week this season, which is pretty cool, but such a weird awards list. Won an MVP, never made a Pro Bowl. Like, I don't even know what that means, dude, but sure, why not? Let's go on to the Super Bowl, see if he sticks around till year 38. That's not, well, of his age, I suppose, not in the NFL, but at this rate, who freaking knows? Maybe we'll stick 38 years in. Yo, what is this? He's still here. That is crazy. I guess they just need to keep some players for mentor types just to have somebody there. I don't even see him anymore. Weiss is the starter. Where the hell even is Hoyer? Unless he did like a silent retirement. Let's see what we got. He's still here. He's 53 overall. 53 overall. Still going. Wow. I mean, I'm going to start him again. I don't care. Doesn't bother me. Assuming, once again, he's on a team. He's got to at least be on a team to start. Will Miami keep him around? They've got 4 quarterbacks. We'll find out. And they actually kept him over the 2 other guys? I guess maybe they just want that mentor, but that's ridiculous to me. He even lost a throw power, which is like stupid. It's so dumb, but I mean, he's still here. He is still here. And for the draft recap, almost always starting out with a defender, but a really good wide receiver as well. Tyrese Griffin, 6'2", solid. Deep route and release aren't the best, but everything else pretty damn good. Don't need to say it. Just at this point, we're going through the motions. We're just trying to see the stats, which once again are better than they probably should ever be at this point. But let's take a look. Did he get to 500? He's too shy. Now watch, he will actually retire. If he would have got 2 more touchdowns with the 70,000 yards that he's gotten, that would have been like the perfect retirement point. But also could get 1,000 sacks allowed if he were to play one more season, which, who doesn't want that? Take a look at the career yards. Brady at 89,000. A little surprised no one passed that. I mean, Hoyer's at 70,000, and dude was terrible early on. I guess the few thousand yards disparaging just wasn't enough. A little surprised, but would be even more surprised if somehow, some way, Hoyer plays even longer. So, does this video just never end then? Because Hoyer's still here. I really don't know how low of an overall you can get before it's just never ending. I mean, he's under a 50 now. Am I missing something? Did we do something wrong here? Did we break the game? He's 39 years old and he's still going. And for some reason, this team loves him and he keeps keeping him. His age is going to be higher than his overall soon. That's crazy. Damn. Okay, this tight end's one of the best tight ends I've ever seen. An 80 overall, 80 overall tight end. Ben Parks with 91 speed. That guy's insane. If he isn't an X Factor, I mean, what hope does any tight end really have? That is maybe the fastest we've seen as well. Wow, he is good. He is really, really good. Wow, that's a good pick. Once again, we're not talking about the regular season. Still, though, more touchdowns than picks. That's all that matters. This team is in a shamble. It's not our fault. They keep bringing him back, right? We're forcing the guy to start, and he shouldn't. Don't get me wrong. But they still just should not be re-signing him all the time. You're the enablers. The Miami Dolphins are enabling me. That's all I can really say about it. They're the blame. Over 74,000 yards, over 500 touchdowns, also over 300 interceptions, 63% completion percentage, in his career. Very firm on that. Yards per attempt, 7.2. Over 1,000 sacks allowed. I mean, what more could the guy want other than a Super Bowl win? If he would have had a Super Bowl win, he would have had, like, the perfect who would have thought it career. Like, really, he would have. Because he got that MVP, which, I mean, just threw me for a loop. Because it was a good season, but I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was good enough. But he has cemented himself in legacy as one of those MVPs. That is a very highly prestigious award. Let's take a look at retirements. Is he still going? Let's find out. I mean, Drake May's probably gone by now. Yo, brother. Is there something going on here because of his throw power? Like, he's under a 40 overall. Like, how long can he play? Forever? I mean, is there any other quarterback that's even close to 40? I'm so confused. Not even close. Like, there's just not even I mean, 36 is high, but he's at least a good overall. Look how low Hoyer is. Is it because he's starting still and all the other guys would have been gone by now? I mean, this rodeo is going to keep going until Miami decides to let him go. That's all I can really say about it. And guess what? He's still here. Like, one overall, and this is the best they can come up with. A 71 overall tackle who's 23 years old. Damn, there's no wonder. I mean, other than the fact that they're starting like a 40 overall quarterback every season, there's no wonder this team never won the damn Super Bowl. 6-11, believe it or not, is better than we've had the last 3 seasons. Let's see, is this the year he finally has more picks than touchdowns on a season? He's not. He is still positive. I mean, another updated look at the numbers, 77,009. I mean, at this rate, crazy enough, he could finish all time. I mean, he just needs to do, 4 more seasons? He's already under a 40 overall. Who says he can't? I mean, let's say it, dude. Like, this is wild. Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Sure. I guess we keep going forever. We're going forever. 41 years old, 36 overall. I don't know what we did, but it worked. He is never retiring. Bunch of 70-some overalls, another quarterback that they're just never going to start because they already know Hoyer is inevitable. Oh no, they got rid of Hoyer, I think. Hoyer's a goner. Let's see, where is he? Is he a free agent? He's not even, well, maybe he joined a team. Let's see. He might have just disappeared. He might have been too low of an overall. I don't make the rules. I was willing to, follow this thing through. I mean, I've already went, how many 20-some seasons? I'm willing to go all the damn way until the league retires. That's not what I wanted to look at all, was it? I want to see free agents, see if he's there. If he's still there, there's a chance. So you're saying there's a chance. No, he's gone. He is 100% unsignable. And that is how his career is going to end, as a 76,000-yard, 550-plus touchdown quarterback who never won a Super Bowl, never even made it to the Super Bowl, never got to a Pro Bowl, but won MVP. So I am just so confused by what just happened, what we just witnessed. But yeah, that's where it is. If you guys have any ideas similar to this one, a different idea, I think we have one more that we could potentially do. Not for sure. Let me know in the comment section below. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PK Plays, not Madden content. Aiming to have some more Indiana Jones up on the weekend. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video itself, maybe leave a like and subscribe if you're new. If you're not new, I do appreciate your continued support on the channel. And that's going to be about it. Tomorrow we'll have the Patriots Super Bowl and a sort of special rebuild. So be on the lookout for that. Hopefully you have a good weekend. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. And as usual, shout out to the members. Appreciate you guys a ton. Anyone out there that isn't a member, wants to become one, click the join button next to the subscribe button. All the details will be in there. Once again, if you didn't check out that rebuild for members only, check it out. It was like, the 15th. That's where we're going to be aiming each month for the members exclusive rebuild. Not sure exactly what kind of one we're going to be doing next, because once again, I've been trying to keep it, or I will be trying to keep it to a more challenge, less realistic style, have a little more random. Maybe we do just pure fantasy rebuilds. I'm not sure. Regardless, everyone watching, member or not, thanks for watching, and see ya.